Vince, you ready, brother? Get on up here. We got one of the original founding bad MFers of Teespring up in here to talk to you guys about what's going on. Some of you guys have made so much money with Teespring, and he's just going to talk to us about 5 or 10 minutes about what's going on with Teespring and just some gangsterness. All right? So you guys give him a round of applause. Don't sit down. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause because frankly, we wouldn't be here without you guys. You guys are the business partners that keep us going. You guys are the lifeblood. But really, I'm here to make you guys money. That's what I'm here to do. So real quick, thank you to Brian, to EBR, thank you to JV Zoo for having us here today. Round of applause for them real quick. So I was told I was going to be speaking early in the morning. Had no clue what I was going to say, and I was like, well, what do these people want to hear? They know what Teespring is. Like, can I see that one more time? Raise your hand if you know what Teespring is. That's fantastic. Now raise your hand if you've tried Teespring. Raise your hand if you've lost money on Teespring. Me too. In the same vein, raise your hand if you've made money on Teespring. Hold them high. That's awesome. That's a lot of people here who've made a lot of money on Teespring. As a matter of fact, we've helped thousands of people change their lives. And I just want to tell you guys a couple quick stories from a couple people that I've worked with personally. How many of you have ever had a job where somebody else was your boss? Raise your hand. Yeah, me too.
The majority.
That's why I wanted to work at Teespring. I had a couple of opportunities elsewhere, and I said, you know what? I believe in this mission. I believe in Walker and Evan, our co-founders, and they had this brilliant idea to change e-commerce forever. We had no clue when this was starting that there would be people who would pay for traffic to use our platform. Hell, I didn't know what a CPA offer was. Now I do. Thanks to guys like you. This is fantastic. So I want to tell you a quick story about a guy who 12 months ago was working at a sports store. He was working at a sports authority, doing his 9-to-5 thing, closing, opening, just grinding away for somebody else's buck. And he stumbled across Teespring. Met a guy who said, hey, you like sports, let's try to sell some t-shirts, some non-infringing t-shirts, but some t-shirts. So he was doing it after work, and I would get these emails, and it would be like, hey, I'm at work, I can't see on my phone right now, can you add this product for me? Guess what, you can add your own products now, but it was, can you add this product for me? He had a little bit of success here, a little bit of success there, and then all of a sudden it clicked, and he was having a lot of success. But he couldn't do it while working at a sports store. So he had to make a choice. Does he keep working at this job where he makes $32,000 a year to help some other company make a ton of money? Or does he go work for himself? He took that leap of faith in January. And 4 weeks ago, I was speaking with him because he had sold 25,000 shirts in that week. 4 weeks ago, he made $250,000 in 6 days.
Yeah.
That's $250,000. How many of you guys would like to make $250,000 selling t-shirts from your own home? It can be done. And he's not the only one that this has happened to. I actually called him a little bit later. I called him up, I said, hey man, I noticed that you haven't launched a campaign this week. What's going on? You know, no big deal, want to make sure everything's okay? He says, yeah, I don't really know what to do. I said, what do you mean? He said, I've been looking for an accountant because I don't know what to do with all this money. True story, true story. So, you know, he's one of the guys that I've seen, he took that leap of faith, and as I stated, he's not alone. There was another gentleman that I work with. I met him last week in person, and he's telling me a story about how in mid-May, he was down in the dumps. He had $1,600 in his bank account. His car had just been repossessed, and he was sleeping at the office. Couldn't go home, had nowhere to stay. He was essentially homeless. He'd been doing a little bit of internet marketing in the past, stumbled across Teespring, said, you know what? I'm gonna try to give this a shot. Launched a campaign, had a little bit of success. Reinvested, launched another campaign, had a little more success. I was out with him last weekend, and we were just chatting about everything. He's telling me this story. And he says, you know how much money I have in my bank account right now? I said, I don't have a clue. How much? Tell me. Pulls out his ATM receipt. He had $75,000 in his bank account, purely from Teespring. Just reinvesting. Because once you get it, once you systemize it, it's that easy. I said, man, you must be cranking away 90 hours a week. What's going on? Nah, man, 5 hours a week. I said, what? He said, I spend 5 hours a week working on Teespring. every single week. I said, no way. He said, yep, because once you get it, you get it. And that's what I love about this. That's why I love this company. I told myself from when I was a little kid that I would not work for somebody else. I couldn't do it. That's not the type of person I am. Then I met Walker and Evan, and I realized that when you're working with them, you're not working for somebody else. And when you are, if you are working for somebody else, it's for the people in this room. It's the people who've chosen us to be their business partner. And that's what I love about this, is that I've seen people change their lives from Teespring. Why Teespring? That's a great question. Why is Teespring different than any other CPA offer? Because it works, and it works quickly, and you can reinvest. The cash flow is there to reinvest immediately. And I've seen it happen time and time again. So I really don't want to ramble on too much, but again, I want to let you guys know we've helped thousands and thousands of people change their lives. And everybody in this room, like I said, has heard of Teespring. Many of you have tried Teespring. We have a special offer for everybody today. We have a special link up. It's got a free t-shirt. I want you guys to experience this from the buyer side. So everybody write this down. If you go to teespring.com/teespringmml, teespring.com/teespringmml. You're gonna get a free t-shirt, co-branded. It's got Teespring on the front, JVZoo on the back. You're thinking, all right, I don't need this shirt, whatever, that's cool. First of all, it's a very cool shirt. It's very high quality. You're gonna be able to experience it from the buyer side, which is very important for every single seller. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. So we can experience things from your side. And by you getting this shirt for free from Teespring, you're gonna experience it from the buyer side. The additional perk with that, we're gonna be hosting a webinar. So everybody who signs up through that link is going to get a message from our internal messaging feature again, so you can see what it's like from the buyer side with more information on that webinar. On that webinar, we're going to talk about some of the cool new features we have going on. We're going to tell you a couple more success stories, show you how to utilize our platform. We just built a brand new analytics system that is synchronous. It plugs into Google Analytics. We're coming out with this awesome dashboard that's going to plug into Facebook's API. It's going to plug into Teespring's API. And yes, Teespring's API is going to be incredible, guys. So, like I said, check out that link, pick up your free t-shirt, and this webinar is going to be awesome. It's going to be the first webinar that we do for a group like this, and you guys aren't going to want to miss it, like I said. So, thank you guys so much for having me. Devon, thank you for letting me speak. Zim, EBR, really appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions, Jeff and Jay, could you guys raise your hands? I'm down here with Jeff and Jay. Please feel free to approach us. I love talking about Teespring, and I love talking about how I can help you guys take your businesses to the next level. Because whether you want to do t-shirts full-time and start making 7 figures a year, 6 figures a month, month over month, you guys saw Chris Denner, the numbers are there. The proof is in the pudding, baby. It's all right there. What I love about this room, you're here at 10 a.m., after a wild 80s party, you guys like to take action, and that's all it takes to succeed. So again, thank you. Whether you want to do this full-time or if this is just going to be part of your portfolio, there's a place for Teespring for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, what was that URL one more time?
Yeah, that URL, it's teespring.com. That's teespring.com/teespringmml. Cool, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. I know we got some awesome speakers lined up and the rest of the event as well. Don't be afraid to say hi. Thank you.